What's up, everybody? Reyes here. So today I'm going to be test driving the Nikola. Yes, the infamous Nikola semi-truck. So I'm going to get in. Let me know what you guys think. I'll show you. So come out backwards. Get around. Okay, this is what it looks like. About to help up on
Hey Adam, to avoid this log jam right here, we're going to escort, like, come in the two over, and we'll walk the people out to you.
Pretty high up.
Can we have two people in here in the parking lot? Are we okay? Hey, Riz, we can. Awesome. You guys, what's his name?
Terry.
Terry.
This is what it looks like. I'll just go ahead and sit in there.
Yeah, please take a seat. Sorry,
Awesome.
it's not super comfortable, but
Not a problem. Look at the plush. Love it.
You're welcome.
So this is the interior of the Nikola.
Right there.
Still a work in progress. Still see the wrappers. So that's the screen.
so those are actually prototype screens. Our production intent and production screens are flush mounted into the dash. And this
I can see the
location
cutout right there.
as
So
well.
that's the flush. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you can imagine, we ran into sourcing and procurement challenges.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the phrase of the show, isn't it?
Tell me about it. I got a container out here. It's trying to get it to offload.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that was.
So what's the range on this one?
So this one, we posted a range of 350 miles. We have 753 kilowatt hours available on our 9 battery packs.
9 battery packs.
So, with that being, is that load dependent?
Of course, it's load dependent, it's temperature dependent, it's tire pressure dependent,
Of course.
it's driver dependent. There's all sorts of dependencies.
That's the optimal range.
Yes, that is
With
the
everything
absolute. Yep.
working perfectly.
Everything working perfectly.
Which they never do.
In the right application, with the right driver on the right day, with the right wind conditions. We know the game, right? Right. So that's just because you don't have your seatbelt on, which is fine. You don't need your seatbelt on, but that's what that chime is telling us.
Got it.
Yeah.
Safety first.
So yesterday one of the guys, they're delivering these vehicles.
software and hardware.
Yes.
Yeah. So how many have you all delivered?
So I think we've sent out about 10 or 12 of them so far that are going out to dealers to perform their pre-delivery inspections to then be ultimately delivered to the customer.
10 or 12 delivered so far.
I believe so.
And is it all battery EV or fuel cell or a bit?
Those are
both?
all exclusively battery.
Okay.
So our battery program did lead our fuel cell program
Okay.
by a ways. So the maturity of the BEV program is ready for a full production launch, and that's what we just hit just last month. We're gonna let these people go ahead and go through. Okay, they're telling us to go through. So let's better scoot a little bit.
All right, yeah, let's punch it. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, so that's
got that
that
pickup.
is one
Ooh.
fairly
Yeah, it
unique
does have
thing
the pickup.
about our product here. We are a 6x2 configuration, so we only have one driven axle.
Okay.
But that e-axle is capable of 645 horsepower continuous, which is very significant. And our peak power is quite a bit more than that. So these vehicles, from a performance element perspective, are phenomenal. Personally, I've gotten to drive these trucks up 6% grades, hauling 80,000 pounds in excess of 60 miles an hour, climbing a hill. It's the only time I've ever driven over a mountain pass in the left lane in a commercial truck.
Wow.
So it's impressive. It's borderline scary, you know, because you're moving that much weight.
Yeah.
But I
You'd
think
expect a lot more lagging.
yeah,
That much weight.
yeah, and it represents a fairly enormous paradigm shift in the capabilities of a commercial vehicle.
How are you all price point wise?
So that is a question that I do not know the answer to.
Okay.
So I'm not in sales.
Yeah.
I'm in engineering and validation.
You're like, I stay in my lane.
Literally.
Yes. So apologies for not answering that question, but I do not have a good answer to that question. So I'm not even going to hazard a guess.
Okay, but 10 to 12 delivered so far in
Yep.
testing and improving right now.
Well,
Okay.
so we actually have about 40 out there in testing,
Okay.
actively being tested, but 10 to 12 that have actually been delivered as production vehicles.
And those have everything all mounted, the flush
Yes.
screen and all.
Yes. Yep.
Got it.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And unfortunately, we didn't have access to one for this ride and drive event for this show. So you could have otherwise seen our actual production gauge cluster
Yeah.
and the infotainment screen. It's much nicer than these kind of hokey screens. But again, between a rock and a hard place. We wanted to actually test the trucks and drive the trucks, get some miles on them.
Yeah.
We needed screens.
What about autonomous capability?
So right now we have essentially 2 semi-autonomous features on our vehicles that we launched with. The AEBS, which is the automatic emergency braking system, which is the camera you can kind of see mounted up here.
Sure.
And then we also have lane departure warning system on the sides. So it's an early start to our ADAS content. We do have future expansion plans for those, but we haven't announced anything on that just yet. So currently those are our 2 autonomous features. I believe Josh said he was gonna escort some people out. Maybe I should make our presence known here a little bit more, and I'll pull up here to the right. Oh, there's Josh. Right
It's very
there.
striking the how quiet it is for a semi. Because when you get into
Yes.
a semi with all the engine rumbling and the noise, it's like this is like completely a paradigm shift, like you said. It's completely different.
Yeah.
So quiet, so smooth.
Yep, absolutely.
The suspension is premium on that. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is because it's a European bring-over design. The cab is suspended on all 4 corners with air shocks, as opposed to a conventional North American product where it's kind of hard-mounted in the front and 1 air shock in the rear. So it gives you a little bit, an additional degree of separation.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate the presentation.
Absolutely.
I know, right?